Hello students, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I'm your English teacher. Today we are going to learn a new poem written by Mildred Bowers Amstrong, and the title of the poem is The Squirrel. You may have seen a squirrel sitting on the ground eating a nut. What did it look like? Here is a poet's description of just such a squirrel. Here you can see in the picture a squirrel eating nuts on the trees. The poem is very short. But let's find out what does it say. He wore a question mark for tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. Mildred Bowers Amstrong. Let's read the poem again. He wore a question mark for tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. This poem, The Squirrel, describes about an animal, that is the squirrel, the poet once saw in his childhood. This small creature had a tail in the shape of a question mark. The first line says he wore a question mark for tail. He is referred to the squirrel. And the color of his furry skin was grey. That's why the poet says an overcoat of grey. He sat attentively to eat a nut. This little creature was very playful in his own way. He liked to tease and play. However, if the poet or any other human tried to go near the tree where the squirrel sat, he would run in the opposite direction. He doesn't like meeting people. Let's check the exercises so that we can better understand the poem further. Walking with the poem. Why does the poet say the squirrel wore a question mark for tail? Draw a squirrel or find a picture of a squirrel sitting on the ground. How would you describe its tail? The poet says so because the tail of the squirrel looked like a question mark. See, look at the picture. The tail of the squirrel looks like a question mark. A squirrel's tail is long and hairy and curved at the end. Using a pencil, you can draw a picture of the squirrel on your own. Do we usually say that an animal wears a tail? What do we say? Think, does an animal wear a coat? Consult a dictionary if you like and find out how wear is used in different ways. Usually, we don't say this. Okay, the answer is no. We said that an animal has a tail. But in this poem, the poet is using personification in his line. He is addressing the squirrel as he. He is treating the squirrel as a person. The word wear means has or have. Sometimes it is used to mean put on. Number 3. He liked to tease and play. Who is teasing whom? How? The squirrel is teasing the poet. He is teasing him by playing hide and seek, according to the poet. The title of the poem is The Squirrel, and here in this poem the poet represents his perspective as a child looking at a squirrel. The squirrel has been referred as he. And the overcoat of grey refers to the squirrel's skin. And that squirrel lives on a tree, and it loves to eat, or he loves to eat nuts on the tree. The squirrel goes away when we go near him, probably because he is afraid of being caught. The poet compares the squirrel's tail to a question mark. The squirrel was sitting straight and eating a nut. The poet also noticed that the squirrel liked to tease and play if someone ran around his tree. He quickly slipped away to the other side. The squirrel that the poet saw was a playful little creature that liked to tease and run around the trees. He was grey in color and had a furry coat for his skin. His tail was like a question mark.